Hey dude, it's Carl here, Bohemian Nomad with the Fredster. The Fredster, he's still not tall enough. There you go. Hi Fred, how you doing, buddy? How you doing? How you been today? What'd you do? You have a good breakfast? Yep. Did you have a good breakfast? Yeah, I had a great breakfast, Carl. It was good. Yeah, like everything. Had a little oatmeal, had a little bit of dog food, went for a little walk. Ooh, Evie's. Evie's tearing it up. So anyway, um, so I get down here with the Fredster. Okay, so Timmy went on vacation with the family. Um, Come here, Evie Sneevy. Come on. Oh, anyway, so he went on a vacation with the family. I think no matter how bad your family relationship is, you should be, I'm all for it. So I really don't have an opinion. I listened to all the other guys about what was going on with this family, and I don't know, whatever. So I don't know. I don't really care. It's good to see Tim out traveling. Tim, you got me, buddy. I just worked yesterday and worked today. Being out at that lake, that's cool. I'd like to be out there. So you got me. So if we're versing Tim, what'd Tim do today and what'd you do today? Tim's got me beat. And jet ski. I love jet skiing. Yep. Garcore Legends back. Yep. And Andrea Rob wants to buy. Oh yeah, Andrea wants to buy that light Tim's selling. So Tim, you're a better salesman than Blind Views, because Blind Views tried to sell that same light you're selling. Yeah, I just use my flashlight. I'm good. But whatever. I like sunrises. Sunrises are cool. Sunsets are cool. Tim, I tell you, you got me beat. You got me beat on this vacation. It's good. That lake's nice. Everything's cool. And I love deer and I love raccoons. And so anyway, but all the other stuff Tim says is blabble, blabble, blabble Tim stuff. The same old Tim stuff. Like shower at Penn State, having the time of our lives. Bitch, please. Oh, whoops. No, that's Capote. That's not Sarasota Tim. Anyway, I thought that was funny. Because he says the same stuff too. I do too. All right, but like in the title of this video, I got to apologize to St. Louis Scott in this other prior video. I'm pretty sure Tim stole that coffee. If he just threw it away, that's just as bad. But Tim just does bad conduct. But then I associated St. Louis Scott with that just because St. Louis Scott likes him and says stuff on his video. And St. Louis Scott got on me in my comments and said, hey, dude, I'm a regular guy. I'm a retired pilot. Landed a plane in Peoria, Illinois over 1,000 times. So, yeah. So St. Louis Scott, I'm really sorry about that. Should have not said it. It's totally my bad. Like I said in my comments, if I'm down in St. Louis, hockey game or baseball game, we can go meet up if you want. But I'm truly sorry. Pay for the game and everything. I don't know. It's just my bad. I got no excuses for it. I did it. It was wrong. And I'm sorry about it. And I'm sorry, St. Louis Scott. And I'm sorry to JJ because I forgot Kaylee. I forgot Kaylee's name. How'd you forget Kaylee's name, Carl? We love Kaylee. Yeah. How'd you forget that? I don't know, Fred. I don't know. I'm just an old man. I've got no problems. But let's talk. I was going to talk about Tim's comments, but there's nothing in his comments. His comments are either, Tim, you're the greatest, or there's no comment. Unless you can catch the comment before it gets swiped off there. So, and I caught a few of those. But I went back and looked at Tim's coffees, man. His coffees are cranking. Last time I looked at his coffee, there were 3 threes in a row. So I know the last time I looked at it, but I didn't write down the date. But since then, he's got 128 coffees. Times 5, that's $640. That's probably for about a month. That's pretty good. Yeah, you want I want $600, Carl. Yeah. So anyway, that's pretty good. So recalculating his income. If he gets 640 in coffees a month, say his Amazon's 200, that's pretty high. That's being generous. Social Security 1,700, that's being generous because he's probably got a deduction for Medicaid, Medicare. I don't know how any of that works. And there's quotes if it's really 1,700, but we'll give him that. And then we'll give him YouTube of 2,000 a month, which might be high this time of year, but you never know. So that means the old Timmy's getting about 54,000 a year. That's pretty good. That's more than I try for. I only try for 40. But I got a spouse, so yeah, I can split expenses because I got a married collaboration. Tim don't have that. Tim's got to pay the full freight on both sides. So that's pretty good. You people want to give him coffees? That's cool. Like Gaylord Sedgwick says, you guys give him coffees because you want him to dance. You say, hey, Tim, I gave you these coffees. I want you to do this. I gave you these coffees. I want you to do this. Dance, buddy, dance. Here's your coffee. Dance. Dance for me. Dance for me. It's your coffee. It's your coffee. Let's dance. So anyway, St. Louis Scott, I'm really sorry I said that about you. That was totally bad. I got no excuse. I'm totally guilty, totally bad. But I'm willing to make it up to you. Anyway, but like I said, people making you dance. I got someone in my comments since I used to be an attorney 30 years. Ruckhound 6965 asked me what my opinion was on the Canadian Crazy Law Society judgment of the disbarment of John Carpay. I think he's only disbarred for 3 years. But no gulping. I got my coffee straw. It's not as good as drinking it, but it's good. So anyway, he's disbarred in 2025. I guess this judge had a big case about the pandemic, and this attorney hired a private eye to follow him around, I guess to see if he's wearing a mask or if he's going to these things or he's socially distancing and stuff like that, because this judge was going to have to make a big decision on something to do with COVID, and I'm assuming he hired the dude to bolster his case of one way or another, if you're for the pandemic or against the pandemic, if you're wearing a mask or not wearing a mask. Now, the problem with the judiciary is just because you don't wear a mask or just because you do something, it doesn't affect your judgment on the law. There could be judges that totally disagree with the death penalty, but they follow the law. There's all sorts of stuff that happens in court where the law is one way and you're like, oh, it really should be this way. And if you're a judge, you got to do what the law says. It's for the people above you and for Congress and legislatures to change that stuff, not for you. You're supposed to follow the law. Now, I know a lot of you are going to argue there's judicial activism, but they're really not supposed to be. You really want your judge to follow the law because you guys make the law the way you want it to be, and then you want the judges to uphold it. If you got judges that aren't doing that, the whole system doesn't work. And they'll call it judicial integrity, is what they were messing with. So really, it doesn't matter what the judge's personal opinions about COVID were. It's going to be what the law is and what the facts of the case show. And it's a tough job. That's why judges got a tough job. And it's not easy. But they get paid well. They get to do stuff. Whatever. So anyway, that's my opinion. It sucks they got disbarred, but you can't be doing that kind of stuff. That's not right. And they'll, once again, if you only hear officer of the court if something bad's going to happen to you. But as an officer of the court, you have a duty. You have a duty to uphold the judicial integrity, even though you're not a judge. So that's how it goes. Yeah. Yep. Officer of the court. I always hated getting here. someone told me an officer of the court something bad was going to happen to me. Or I was going to get a scolding. Can you imagine me getting scolded by the court? Mr. Goody Good Two Shoes. Oh, well. Anyway, so that's how that went. And anyway, so what we'll leave you with today, because I enjoy you coming, having some morning coffee with me. We'll have the Stoic quote of the day from Epictetus. He was a slave. There was this dude. He was a slave, and the dude was cranking his leg around. And Epictetus was like, dude, if you keep cranking my leg, it's going to break. But he wasn't going to. But what the guy wanted him to do was cry out in pain or say, no, don't stop. And Epictetus wouldn't, because you control your mind. And he kept saying, dude, you crank it one more time, it's going to break. And then snap. See, I told you you're going to break my leg. That's Epictetus for you. Anyway, he says it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it. And that's the leg story. You have the power of your own mind. Outside forces don't control how you react to it. You know, so if someone honks at you or something, you don't have to flip them the bird. If you get stuck in line and you're 10 in line, you don't have to be tapping your feet and getting all crazy. You know, you can just say, hey, I'm in line. It's a chance to deal with it. You know, and I fail all the time. I failed at Walmart, where that dude in the little cart yelled at me and I yelled back at him. That's a big fail. But we can all learn from our failures. Yeah. Yeah, and we can all admit when we're wrong, right, Tim Marie? Yeah, you do something wrong, you can admit it. Nope, I don't know. So what about that coffee, Tim? You gonna fess up on what really happened, or is what really happened is you claim your coffee was cold and so you just threw it in the garbage? That's not good either. I don't know. But the family thing, I hope Tim's family gets out of it what they want. I don't really care about what Tim gets, but it's up to them. It's their family. It's their business. I'm gonna try not to have an opinion. Be a good stoic. Yeah. So I got another day of where I'm gonna go out and try and do some spark. I might try to get a flex. Let's see if we can get a flex. See? You want to know if you can get a flex, you just go on the app and you go boom, 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 boom. You hit no offers, nothing there. It's 10:17. So there might be something. We'll see. We'll have another fun day, right, Fred? Or Freddie Fredster? Yeah, we're gonna have another fun day, Carl. Yep, gonna have another fun day. It's gonna be good. Gonna be good, Carl. Gonna be good. Gonna have a good day. You'll come home early to hang out with me. Yeah, I gotta come home early because I start work tomorrow at the trucking job 5 in the morning. Ooh. So we got to be up early. So we got to get to bed early. So anyway, this is way too long. We'll see you later. Have a great day. Let's hit it.